Now, with that being said, a lot of you guys are probably wondering, is this the right bike for me? Is this the lightweight e-bike that you should be considering? And how is this compared to the Fezzari Tim Peak? You didn't have to set this up.
You're fired.
I actually am a huge fan of SRAM AXS. The transmission stuff has just never really done it for me. The LaSalle Peak is my more aggressive enduro bike that I had been riding with them all of last year. And this thing just feels a little less aggressive, but man, I really do like it. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Super exciting day because this bike just launched brand new. This is actually the Ari Nebo Peak. Now, not sure when this review is actually going to come out, but you probably heard the news. Fezzari is actually rebranded as Ari Bikes, which is a really big change for them. In addition to that change, we also have a brand new model for them. This is the Nebo Peak. This is actually their lightweight e-bike. Really stoked to test this thing out here in SoCal today. I actually just hopped off a plane ride from, not plane ride, is it plane ride? I think it's plane, I think it's called flight from Japan, if you guys can't tell by me stumbling on my words. So I'm super jet lagged, but my buddy Joey hit me up, said, do you want to test this bike out? I couldn't turn down the opportunity. A little bit about the Nebo Peak before we hit the trails. This is once again their lightweight e-bike. It has 140 millimeters of travel in the rear, and it is a 29er both front and rear. Up front, you have 150 millimeters of travel, and the motor actually is a Fezzari, and it's different from their Shimano motor, which is actually found on their Tim Peak. This is going to be a little bit more friendly to the lightweight aspect of this e-bike. Looking at the build itself, now this is a media bike, so this isn't going to be the complete bike that's going to come with, but they're going to have a couple of different build options that we're going to list right here, and I believe the starting price point of this e-bike is going to be $6,000, which is insane. They're actually the new SRAM Mavens, which is supposed to be another addition to SRAM's lineup, so excited to put some testing time on these. They do look very beefy, which is rad. Very stoked to put this thing through the ringer, so with that being said, let's go hit the trails. You guys probably recognize this beautiful face. Oh, sorry. How are you doing, Joey?
I'm doing good.
Who are you?
My name is Joey Foresta, and I work at Fezzari, which is now known as Ari.
What's the reason for the change?
You know, we're always, as the business is growing, we're always looking to, you know, simplify our messaging to, you know, to the consumer and just riders as a whole. Ari means to be in the moment, which is kind of our mantra. It's always been. And, you know, we're really looking forward to, you know, growing Ari.
Picking this thing up, gonna turn this thing on right off the get-go. I don't know if you guys can tell, this thing looks insanely sleek because that motor is right in that bottom bracket. So excited to give this thing a chance. Weight-wise, doesn't feel too heavy. Feels like around 40 pounds maybe?
Yep, that bike is right around 39, 40 pounds. So this is your toggle switch right there.
Okay.
So push that up.
Yep.
To turn it on. White is off, eco, trail, boost, and then if you hold it up, it'll flash, and that's called ludicrous. That gives you 13 seconds of max power. The motor is called Fezzari. It's the Fezzari Ride 60.
Wait, where's my dropper? Oh, it's down there. Oh, wow. Fezzari Ride 60. So what's the battery runtime looking at this thing?
In eco, you're going to be able to get 4 to 5 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yep, and then we'll also soon be having a range extender as well.
Oh, crazy.
Yep.
This is actually the second lightweight e-bike I've ridden, the first one being the Specialized. And so far, very impressed with how non-e-bike it feels. We'll say for an extra large too, the reach feels really good on this bike. I'm 6'2". And really stoked on how the cockpit feels. So are you guys trying to replace the Tim Peak with this?
No. No.
It's gonna be an addition.
Yeah,
nice.
This is an addition. The Tim Peak is a great enduro full power e-bike.
Yeah.
Adding to our adding to the e-bike catalog.
Right now it is currently January. I know everyone in most of the country is suffering through snowstorms. So sorry about that. Another thing I am noticing too, the brake levers. These levers feel larger than the codes I run. Pretty massive lever. And also the brakes feel really good. It feels like they have a ton of stopping power. It's gonna be curious how I feel these things on the downhill. I'm a big SRAM code guy. I know some people are iffy on codes, but I love them. There's a ton of trail. That trail looks really awesome over there.
The flat one or straight down?
The one that's straight down. The thing that I'm trying to get used to right now and remember is the lever for the motor is not the dropper post lever. I feel like position-wise, it's just so natural for my thumb to go to it. The dropper post lever's underneath. Joey, look how romantic this is. We got the, you didn't have to set this up. I would have said good things about the bike.
Take a seat.
How's life treating you?
You're fired.
First trail of the day. Don't know what the name is, but we're going for it. Following Joey Foresta. Let's see what this bike can do. So cool. Oh my God, I feel really good. Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh, nice. I just heard Joey scream. That came out of nowhere. Head angle on this bike feels so good. I would say this actually feels a little bit more in line geo-wise to my Delano Peak. The Sal Peak is my more aggressive enduro bike that I had been riding with them all of last year. And this thing just feels a little less aggressive, but man, I really do like it. So much control. Oh my God, this trail is steep. Wow. This more in line with the Delano Peak geo-wise?
Yep, that's correct.
Nice. Yeah, you could feel it. It doesn't feel like the head angle is too slack, but at the same time too, it doesn't feel too steep. It's number 2. Once again, you guys, no idea where we're going, which is interesting. So everything's a surprise today. The bike I'm riding, the name change, the trails. One thing isn't a surprise is the friendship with Joey. We can always count on that. Can't emphasize this enough too. The GOI is so similar to that Delano. Have a Delano and then you get one of these, you're not thrown off every time you're switching back and forth, which is rad. Nice, Joey. Ooh. Still am not a fan of SRAM transmission. I've said this for a while now. I actually am a huge fan of SRAM AXS. The transmission stuff has just never really done it for me. And I'm gonna have a video coming out soon on this. Maybe it's already come out. But once again, you guys, not a big fan of SRAM transmission. Oh, nice. Dude, that was awesome.
Yeah, dude, it's a fun trail.
Yeah, what do you think about this coming from Utah? California trails.
I'm loving the weather.
California, your winters truly are magical. Making our way down this trail. Nice, Joey. Oh, nice. Oh man, there's so much stopping power in these new brakes from SRAM. That has been something that I've noticed. As the e-bikes get lighter and lighter, I think once again, it's gonna be a lot of competition in this category. And I think Ari is gonna be doing some pretty insane things with a $6,000 price point, solid build, and really rad geo. This thing feels really good. Now I can't keep up with Joey, that's the only thing. Can't keep up with Hannah, can't keep up with Joey. What am I even doing anymore? So cool. Oh wow. Such a sick bike. Trying to not fall off the trail. That's one thing I'm kind of concerned about. What do we got here? Nice. So coming from the Tim Peak, have you spent much time on the Nebo?
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time on the Nebo.
What are your thoughts?
I love it. It's just different. It really is. It's just for different kinds of riding, but they're so versatile that you can do either on both, if that makes sense.
Last trail on my own. Joey's e-bike died. Once again, he forgot to charge it last night. This thing though still has so much charge, and I have to ride this thing more. I've been so stoked with it, and I really want to get some more time under it. Like I said, it feels so similar to my Delano Peak. It's insane. I really do love that feeling. The rear end is super nimble as well. I'm able to kind of pick it up as I want. Nice little jump. Ooh. Oh God, this is cool. Crazy how dry the dirt is given how much rain they've got in here. Oh, sweet. One thing I am noticing, it's pretty windy today. The bike is staying very planted. That is one of the perks of e-bikes. I'm gonna try and not die here. What do we got coming up? So sick. Oh my God. This bike is so fun, guys. Well, let's head back to the car and give you guys a review of the Ari Nebo. Let's talk about the Nebo Peak, because a lot of people are probably in the market for an e-bike. Once again, you guys, something that I definitely highlighted a ton when I was out on the trails was the motor, the Fezzari motor. I didn't notice that jerky feeling when it came to pedaling and climbing. Sometimes on more powerful motors like the Shimano or the Bosch, you definitely notice a little bit of the kind of that kick right off the get-go on certain e-bikes out there. The Fezzari motor was very subtle, and I felt like if you had any more power in this thing, especially with how lightweight this bike actually is, I feel like more power, you would feel a lot more kind of a jerky, kicky feeling from the e-bike, where I just felt like a very smooth transfer of power on this thing, especially when the climbs got steep or when I first started pedaling. I feel like geo-wise, it was awesome for climbing. It feels very similar to the Delano Peak, almost identical. If you're not familiar with the Delano Peak and the Ari Bikes lineup, that is their trail bike. And once again, you guys, you're really on top of that bottom bracket in terms of seat and position, and it doesn't feel like that front end is too far away from you. It doesn't feel like it's a crazy reach, but at the same time too, it's an appropriate reach for each size category. I will say that rear end is very lively on the climb. So when you're going for switchbacks, I definitely felt like I wasn't struggling to make any of the switchbacks, and I think a lot of that's also going to come from that head angle. I feel like they did the perfect amount of slackness. It wasn't too slack, it wasn't too steep, and you do notice that on steeper switchback climbs. Now, when it came time for the downhill, because that's probably what a lot of people really do care about, the downhill was amazing. I had a blast on this thing. Once again, I'm going to keep coming back to my time on the Delano Peak. This thing is very in line with it, not too slack, not too steep, the perfect head angle, and I felt like the bike was very stable at high speeds, but still retained a lot of that nimbleness coming in and out of corners. I was super impressed with how lively the rear end of the bike with. That's been one of my common complaints with a lot of e-bikes on the market, is that weight definitely reduces that fun factor. You still have the fun factor in this thing. In terms of hub performance, I believe this is just a standard DT Swiss 350, and I do feel like with e-bikes, they would benefit from higher engaging hubs, so you can put that ratchet upgrade, I believe, in this one as well. So I would probably just step up the ratchet to the 36 tooth or the 54 tooth. I believe DT Swiss provides that as well. The one thing that is going to take a lot of getting used to with the Fezzari motor though is this remote setup. I did find myself kind of confusing it with a dropper post, because it feels like it should be the dropper post lever just in terms of the placement, and then the going down and going up does get a little bit confusing. However, I do feel like with time that would be something that you can adjust to. Stuff. How's it going? You serve too, that's awesome. Yeah, meeting you, Greg. Have a great one. Yeah, thank you so much. So if you guys didn't know, this bike hasn't come out, and on top of that, Fezzari hasn't announced that they're rebranding to Ari. So we're trying to keep this secret in the bag, but by this time this video came out, you guys will have known. Now, with that being said, a lot of you guys are probably wondering, is this the right bike for me? Is this the lightweight e-bike that you should be considering? And how is this compared to the Fezzari Tim Peak? Well, to be completely honest with you guys, I think this is more in line with my style of riding. I don't spend a lot of personal time on them. I do like that lightweight feeling. I like that natural feeling. I like going out there. The heavier feeling of e-bikes hasn't been something that I've kind of leaned to on my personal time. That being said, the fact that these things are getting so light and are starting to feel so much more natural in terms of pedaling is something that's going to be very intriguing for me. I feel like that Fezzari motor felt super natural on there. I felt like the pedaling of this thing felt super natural. Say you buy this and you're like, man, I really did want a little bit more power. Say you buy the Tim Peak and you're like, man, I wish I had a little bit less power. You do have the option with that 30-day love it or return it guarantee. Like for a lot of riders out there, this is going to be a strong contender in the e-bike category. It's going to be interesting to put a little bit more time on this model and see how it does long term. So yeah, super impressed with the Nebo Peak. If you guys have any questions at all, let us know in the comment section. If you guys can hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to the channel and not miss out on any future reviews. Hopefully this review was a little bit coherent. Like I said, you guys, I do apologize for the jet lag. I'm very impressed with this bike and I'm gonna go keep riding it. Hopefully I can keep riding it. Until next time, you guys, ride awesome. Phew.